Welcome back, guys, to the next episode of my single player survival Minecraft experience. Today we've got ourselves quite a fun little episode. So let's jump right into it. Let me put the helmet on and let's jump straight off of here. So, in the last episode, we left off with quite a lovely bit of work done in the end. We built that giant wall, we flooded the area, we added ourselves those lovely little beacons that we went on farming. So what are we doing today? Well, today we got ourselves some work done on that interior. So I've been running back and forth to the coral reefs, near my base, just past the starter base actually. There's a lovely little coral reef there that we've been destroying. And why have we been destroying that, you might be wondering? Well, let me show you what we've been up to. Alright, so here you are back in the end, and you might be able to see it right there. So I've turned all of the pillars, the obsidian pillars, into these little coral, like, superstructures. So I've started, I just sanded everything up, added a bit of gravel here, a bit of gravel there, added a lot of, bone meal and some kelp, and then I've been building, like, little shipwrecks down here. So this is like a spruce and dark oak shipwreck. I kind of copied the standard Minecraft design. I like Googled what the shipwrecks look like, counted all the blocks and everything, and then built my own versions of it. So we got, our lovely little shipwrecks in here with some barrels, and the barrels don't really have anything in them, but eventually I'll put something in there. And then we've gotten some coral on it and some lights. And then we got our coral towers. So each of them is slightly different. So we got ourselves more like little branching corals, and we got some like coral plates, and then we got different colors and everything. I thought it looked pretty lovely actually. It's quite cool. So we have our obsidian towers, and they're all quite nice, and they all have their fancy little coral and everything. And then we go down here, we've gotten some like gravel and some like dirt mixtures. And then we got just some, open fields and whatnot, so we can get our, so we can build something over here. Then we got the bigger shipwreck on this side. This is the bigger shipwreck. I must admit, these like circular beams or whatever, the circular mod for the what's it? I want to say logs. Let's say logs. It looks so cool. I mean, look at that. Look how awesome that is. And then we've got, our little sea pickles everywhere. And we got like an internal cabin in this. So you could technically, do some things in here. You got like chests and things are all empty. But, and there we have them. And then you got the hold for the ship. And inside there we got ourselves like a crafting table. So we could even do some crafting down here. So I think this is turned out quite a lovely little end. Now, I know I've been calling it the Endlantis. But, I'm thinking perhaps it should be called the fish tank, because it's far more of a fish tank than anything else, really. But what is a fish tank without fish? Now, I know what you're thinking. Like, if you look around, you can say, but where are all the fish? Why are there no fish in this place? I mean, like, it wouldn't be difficult to go collect some fish and drop them in. And you're right, there wouldn't be. So I did. I collected a lot of fish, and I dropped them all in. And I dropped them right here, at this spot, right here. I dropped them by this tower so that they could, spread out. And you know where all my fish are? Yeah. I'm not silly enough to not, name them so that they despawn. No, they just all swam over to the shipwreck because they thought it would be nice, and then they hang around here. I don't know why. Look at all these fish. Look at if I turn hitboxes on, look at this. Look how many fish there are, and they're all right on this edge. This is the only place they sit. And you could be like, okay, well, maybe this is the furthest place from where you like AFK, so maybe they all got here and then despawned, or, well, get out of render distance and then stop moving. And yeah, I consider that. So I AFK'd like here for like 20 minutes and they won't leave. They like this corner for some reason. I don't know why. It's just not a fish in one corner. It's weird. It's very strange. Very strange. But yeah, so our end project came out quite great, and the fish tank is quite lovely now. Now, I didn't actually record myself building most of this because I didn't really want to. It was just difficult, like, I had some problems. But it's quite lovely right now. So don't worry, I'm not going to keep doing big projects like this without recording them. This was just a bit of a, problematic build. I had some, technical difficulties and whatnot. But I mean, This is quite lovely, actually. So let me give you a bit of just a cinematic time lapse of this area, and then we can move on to the next area. Alright, but that is a lovely little build, I must admit. I don't know what you guys think, but this is quite cool. So there is one thing I was curious about. What would happen if I were to spawn the Ender Dragon back in? Because you can resummon him with the egg and everything, so what would happen if I did that? Honestly, I have no idea how the battle would go. So I'm going to actually make a backup world of this, and then actually do the Ender Dragon fight and refight him in the fish tank. But of course, we'll do that in another episode. I'll make a special episode just for, the Ender Dragon fight, because I think it'll be quite a fun thing to do. But alright, so we've gotten this lovely little base built so far, but what else? It's a little bit empty still. I mean, the outside's kind of cool with the whole, like almost like colder water going to warmer water thing with the towers, the coral. I think it's pretty cool, but what else? There's something missing in the center here. What would that be? Well, if we look at, we're only at 94 right now, and I think it only goes up to, where is it? It goes up to 108. So that means we still have like 100 blocks up we can build, technically. So I was thinking, how about we build ourselves a giant prismarine tower here in the center that goes all the way up, maybe not the build limit, but it'll go pretty far up, and it will have like a little end base here where we could do all sorts of fun things. So that's what I think I want to do. I want to build a giant prismarine tower in here to, have the whole like conduit power and everything, and I think it would be pretty cool if we have this, prismarine tower in the center. Maybe put some coral going up it as well. I think it could be quite lovely. But if we're gonna do that, we're gonna need a lot of prismarine, like a lot of prismarine. So we're gonna have to take on an ocean monument, but not a normal ocean monument. We're gonna have to build ourselves a prismarine farm by basically draining an ocean monument, or I guess, yeah, I think, yeah, you drain the ocean monument, then you create like a water tunnel that everything spawns in, and then you use like soul sand to move everything out. So I'm probably gonna have to look up a design for that, but I'm gonna build ourselves in this episode a lovely little prismarine farm so that we can start building a prismarine tower in the center of this lovely little water world. So let's get straight to it. But first, we'll go on a bit of a, probably collect a few resources, make sure everything is working nice, and then we'll, get a bunch of sand, hollow out the monument, and then get started on, that farm system. So let's go find ourselves an ocean monument and get started on the draining. Alright. Well, guys, you find us here in the middle of the ocean, and behind me is that ocean monument we were searching for. So I came here, I've been collecting some sand, quite a lot of sand, and then more sand, and more sand, and more sand. We have a lot of sand. So with all of this sand, we can finally start filling this in. But before I did that, I went around, the outside, built a bit of this glass so that, they wouldn't shoot at me the whole time and could have a contained area. So I've got this lovely little glass, I guess, shelf or glass box with all of these little guardians trapped inside. So now I'm thinking what we do is we fill in this whole place with the sand, and we'll do that in time-lapse form, and then we can have a look at a drained monument. So let's jump right into that time-lapse. Alright. They're still watching me. I fear for my safety. I mean, the guardians are one thing, but look at those eyes. Those soulless eyes. The llamas as guards. Fear. Let's sneak up on them. Alright. You didn't see me? You didn't see me? You saw nothing. Alright. Stick attack! Gotcha! Run away! Victory is mine. Well, that was a lovely time lapse. Now, before we jump through the portal and check out the ocean monument, let me just show you guys something really quick. Now, I'm sure you all know of this, but just in case you don't, if you take a wet sponge like this and place it down in the nether, well, all of us, oh no, I don't have my hoe anymore. That means it's going to be slow, but either way. So when you break all of these, they dry right here in the nether. So that speeds up drying these. You don't have to like smelt them in a furnace. It goes so much faster, but just dropping them down in the nether. So there's a quick little tip for you if you don't know it. It just, sponges in the nether. Very, very nice. So now let's have a look. So now let's have a look at this ocean monument. Look at it. It's beautiful. Perfectly excavated. Look at this. It's perfect. Oh no, pillagers. Wow. That is a lot of pillagers. Okay, I'm not dealing with that right now. But either way, check this thing out. No, more. I mean, look at this. How lovely that is. Perfectly drained and good. Now we just have to tear this entire building down and destroy it so that we can instead build our, prismarine farm. But at least for now, we've got ourselves a lovely little, I want to say, a monument. That's what it is. This is an ocean monument. We got a lovely little ocean monument. So I think with this, we've had an incredibly full episode. A full end rebuild, a ocean monument drained. I mean, we've done quite a lot in this episode, and I think we've made some great progress. So I mean, this has been one of the longer episodes I've worked on, so I do hope you have enjoyed, and if you did, please do